It was the first day of summer break, and Jason had never felt more unsure of himself. His friends were already talking about the trips they were planning and the exciting things they were going to do, but Jason couldn't shake the feeling that he wasn't good enough to join in. Jason stood in front of his bedroom mirror, staring at his reflection. His thoughts were loud and discouraging.
You're not as athletic as them. You're not as confident. You'll never keep up with the group. They'll probably just leave you behind.
Why does everything feel so difficult?
Jason muttered to himself, running a hand through his hair. Just then, there was a knock at his door.
Come in.
Jason said, trying to sound more upbeat than he felt. His younger sister, Lily, peeked inside with a bright smile.
Hey, you okay?
She asked, noticing the slump in his shoulders.
I don't know. I just feel like I'm not good enough for anything lately.
Lily tilted her head.
Not good enough? What do you mean?
Jason turned back to the mirror.
Everyone's so confident. They know exactly what they want to do and they go for it. Me? I always second-guess myself. I feel like I'm just not enough.
Lily stepped into the room, crossing her arms.
And now you need to be your own cheerleader. Confidence isn't something you just get from other people. It's something you have to build in yourself.
Jason raised an eyebrow.
Easier said than done.
Exactly. And now you need to be your own cheerleader. Confidence isn't something you just get from other people. It's something you have to build in yourself. True, but I know a guy who might be able to help. He's all about confidence, and I think you could learn a lot from him.
Who? You know anyone who can actually teach me that?
Yeah, this guy's a friend of Dad's. His name's Max, and he runs a small training center just outside town. I've heard he's pretty great at helping people with confidence.
I don't know. I'm not sure I'd fit in there.
Who? You know anyone who can actually teach me that?
You never know until you try. Why don't we go together tomorrow? You don't have to do anything alone, Jason. Sometimes the hardest part is just getting started.
Jason thought about it for a moment. His heart was heavy with doubts, but Lily was right. Maybe taking the first step was the key.
All right, fine. I'll go, but I'm not promising anything.
The next day, Jason and Lily arrived at Max's training center. It wasn't a big gym or anything fancy, but it had a warm, welcoming vibe. Max was standing near the entrance, greeting everyone with a smile.
Hey, you must be Jason. Lily's told me a lot about you.
Yeah, she said you could help me with confidence stuff.
That's what I'm here for. Confidence isn't just about pretending to be something you're not. It's about believing in who you are, even when you're not sure of everything.
They sat down on the mats, and Max began explaining the importance of self-acceptance and self-talk.
You see, Jason, confidence comes from within. It's about learning to trust yourself, your abilities, and your worth, no matter what anyone else says.
But what if I'm not good enough? What if I try and fail?
Max smiled gently.
Failure is part of success, Jason. It's not the end of the road. It's the beginning. Every time you fail, you learn something new about yourself. That's where the real growth happens.
So it's okay to fail?
Absolutely. Failure means you're trying. And trying is the first step toward achieving anything worthwhile. Confidence is built on taking action, even when you're scared.
Over the next few weeks, Jason kept visiting Max's training center. At first, it was uncomfortable. He wasn't used to pushing himself outside of his comfort zone, but Max's approach was different. He didn't push Jason too hard. Instead, he encouraged him to set small, achievable goals. One afternoon, Jason had to try a simple obstacle course. He wasn't very athletic, and he was worried he wouldn't be able to keep up. But Max's voice rang in his ears. It's about progress, not perfection. When Jason made it through the course, he felt a surge of pride. He turned to Max, his eyes wide with surprise.
I did it. I can't believe I did it.
Of course you did. It's not about whether you're perfect. It's about pushing past the doubts and the fear. You're capable of way more than you think, Jason.
That night, Jason went home with a new sense of confidence. He'd always thought he was limited by his fears, but now he understood that it wasn't about being fearless. It was about facing those fears head-on. The next day at school, Jason's friends noticed a change in him. He walked with a little more confidence, smiled more easily, and even volunteered to help lead a group project that he would have shied away from before.
Hey, you're acting different today.
One of his friends remarked. Jason looked at her and shrugged.
Yeah, I guess I've been working on something. I've realized that confidence isn't about being perfect. It's about believing you can handle whatever comes your way.
Another friend grinned.
And well, I gotta say, it's working. You're looking pretty confident, man.
Jason smiled, feeling the weight of self-doubt start to lift.
Thanks. It's still a work in progress, but I'm getting there.
The journey wasn't over for Jason. Confidence wasn't something that would come overnight, but he had learned the most important lesson. It came from within. It wasn't about waiting for the perfect moment. It was about showing up, no matter how scared you felt, and trusting that you were capable. As Jason walked through the halls of his school, he finally understood that the biggest obstacle he had been facing wasn't his lack of talent or abilities. It was his belief in himself. And now he was ready to take on the world, one small, confident step at a time.